wave when we're rolling, Mark. Howdy y'all, Jeff here at J&R's Ace. Have something really special. I told you we'd be starting to do some fun things a couple weeks ago. Well, today's the first of those videos. I got a guest down here with me today. This is Jonathan Couch.
Hey everybody.
Good friend of mine. We've known each other since elementary school. And about a year or so ago, Jonathan was coming in here in the evenings to the store, buying some parts, telling me he was finishing up a project of his, and he brought it in here one evening to tell me it was done and show it off to me. Well, that was about a year ago. A few weeks ago, I called up John and I said, hey, let's do a fun video. I want to show off your project, and he agreed. So here we are. Tell us a little bit about this.
I got this truck when I was 15. It was a barn find. My mom's second cousin had left it there years prior. The engine had failed, so my grandpa caught wind of it, and he said, hey, we got a 15-year-old in the family that's going to start driving soon. Let's give him something to do this time. So they drug it out of the barn for me, and over a few year process, I got it driving well enough to drive it to school, into home, and so on. And as the years rolled on, went to college and all those things, the truck sat again for a while in a storage unit. And then just before my son was born, I started working on it again. And then finished it about the time that he was old enough to enjoy it. So I've had this truck now for 21 years. It's been about half its life, which is hard to believe. And through probably by now tens of thousands of dollars and hours of painstaking work, I have it where I'm pretty happy with it finally. It is a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Everything on it's pretty subdued, pretty quiet. I'm not into flash and flare. A lot of the stuff I bought for it, I bought here at J&R's Ace. That has become my favorite hardware store. It was good to see Jeff buying a hardware store. I didn't even know he was doing that. I just walked in the store one day and I saw him. I was like, hey, I know that guy. And so I talked to his mom a little bit, and I said, I don't think he recognizes me, but I've known him since the 3rd grade. And she said, well, come here, let's get you talking. And so I'm glad to see Jeff back in Texas from Colorado. Like he mentioned, we grew up together. I built competition-winning trailers and deer blinds with this guy in middle school, and then later he went the construction route in high school. I went the automotive route. Here we are rejoined together in Porter, Texas,
Yep.
At his hardware store.
So, John, you mentioned how long it took you to work on this project. I know from projects I've worked on, it can be tough, especially when you take on something as big as this.
Right.
You make some progress and then life takes off on you.
Yes.
Tell the folks about trying to motivate yourself. How do you stay motivated? How do you bring yourself to finish something this amazing?
Well, for me, the fun is actually in the project. And like you say, you get started on something breaks, stuff happens, you break a bolt in something, and you got to dig it out. And it's been an ongoing learning process. I would definitely admit that. And it is hard to keep going sometimes, but when you think about the accomplishment that will be made someday when you finish it, that's what kept me going all these years. And then when the kids came along, I wanted them to have something to enjoy as well. So I've already bought a 89 Blazer for my son. We're going to start building it here in a few years when he's physically capable of handling the load. And he's really, really excited about that. He gets in it and plays in it all the time. He can't wait to start building it. So hopefully I can pass on some of that. And I know the world's in dire straits right now. I know there's a lot of people sitting at home wishing that they could do something for themselves. And a lot of the things that we've grown to rely on over the years just aren't going to be there anymore. And so people are having to pick up tools for maybe the first time in their life and try something. And all I can say is just keep at it till you get it right. The best teacher in the world is trial and error. I'll tell you, a lot of times people come up to me and they say, how do you know so much about cars? How have you become what you are in the industry? And I tell them a lot of it's just trying it until you get it right.
And you learn from all your mistakes.
Yes,
like
you do.
said. I know I have. I know both of us have pretty big shops.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of tools. Neither of us started off that way.
No.
I know my tool collection started, my dad bought me my first basic toolbox for a Christmas gift, I think, when I was 5 years old. Got my first power tool for Christmas when I was in middle school when we were in shop class together.
Yeah.
And so every birthday, every Christmas, my parents bought me another power tool. I'm sure it's been much like that for you. And
It
then
is.
as you get stuck on a project, you know, you get to a point and you can't take that next step because you're missing the tool. You're missing the fabrication piece that you need to keep going.
That's right.
So you don't get discouraged. You take a break, you save up some money, you buy the next piece of equipment you need, then you practice with it to hone those skills, and then you keep going.
That's right. That's
Well, let's hear this thing, John.
okay.
So, like I said, this is the first of many, hopefully to come, videos. Just want to start showing off all the amazing talents that people have. Don't be afraid to take a chance. Go out there, you know, find a project on the internet, talk to a friend, brainstorm, and go out there and take a leap. Do something. Any other words, John?
Yeah, a wise man once told me, if you teach a man to use his mind and not his hands, you've only taught half a man. And Dad sent me a quote on text the other day. It said, every failure is two opportunities to learn. One is to learn from your mistake, and two, learn how not to do it again. And those are the quotes that I've lived by for the last 37 years. So if you don't know, come ask Jeff. If he doesn't know, he knows who to call to find your answers, and he probably has what you need to finish your project. And more often than not, it's a lot easier than you probably think.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming down here again.
Thanks for
always
having
great
me.
to see you.
You too.
Y'all have a great day. See you soon.